You are making a mistake if you think the silence meant God forgot you. That is the biggest mistake people like you make. You think because they left, because the messages stopped, because the doors closed, that your story ended. No, I'm not going to waste your time. Listen to me carefully, because this message is not for everyone. This is for you, the one who stayed faithful when nobody was watching, the one who kept going when people walked away, the one who was counted out, overlooked, doubted, and quietly dismissed. I need you to listen closely, and I need you to stay until the very end, because if you miss even one piece of this message, you will misunderstand what God is about to do in your life. I've seen this pattern before. I've lived it. I know what it feels like to be left behind, talked about, and forgotten. And I also know what it feels like when God flips the story overnight. You think they left because you weren't enough. I'm here to tell you the truth. They left because they couldn't go where God was taking you. And the comeback God is preparing for you. It's going to shock everyone who thought you were finished. Stay with me. This isn't hype. This is alignment. You thought the silence was punishment, but I need you to listen to me carefully now. That silence was not sent to break you. I allowed it to build you in ways the crowd never could. When the noise faded, when the applause stopped, when the people you expected to stand beside you walked away, I did not abandon you. I drew you closer. I pulled you into a place where only my voice could reach you. And I know it felt uncomfortable. I know it felt confusing. I know there were nights when you asked yourself what you did wrong. But you must understand this now. What felt like isolation was actually preparation. You felt rejected, but that rejection was really separation. I was separating you from what could not go where you are going. I was refining you in private because public growth would have destroyed you too early. You wanted answers, but I gave you stillness. You wanted clarity, but I gave you patience. And in that stillness, you were being trained. Be still and know that I am God. That was not a suggestion. That was your training ground. While you were forced to slow down, I was teaching you how to hear me without distraction. While you were alone, I was teaching you how to stand without approval. You didn't lose people because you were unworthy. You lost them because they were not equipped for the weight you are about to carry. Some could not follow you into the depth I was leading you into. Some were assigned only for a chapter, not the whole story. And I know that hurt you. I know you questioned yourself. But hear me now. Those who walked away could not survive the pressure of your becoming. If they stayed, they would have broken under the responsibility of your next level. While others judged what they could see, I was strengthening what they could not. They looked at the surface and assumed nothing was growing. But underground, your roots were spreading deep. Deep enough to handle storms. Deep enough to handle favor. Deep enough to handle elevation without losing your soul. You don't build strong roots in noisy seasons. Roots grow in darkness. And I kept you there on purpose. You suffered quietly, and you wondered if it mattered. It did. Because after you have suffered a little while, I will restore you. I will establish you. I will strengthen you. Preparation always comes before elevation. Always. I will never lift you publicly before I've secured you privately. What you call delay, I call protection. What you call waiting, I call alignment. I know you felt invisible. I know you felt overlooked. But invisibility was mercy. If they saw you too soon, they would have misunderstood you. If they praised you too early, it would have corrupted you. So I hid you. Not because you weren't ready to be seen, but because the world wasn't ready to see what I was creating in you. And now, as you listen to this, I need you to realize something important. That season is ending. The silence did its job. The pressure shaped you. The loneliness matured you. You are not the same person who ended that hidden place. You are stronger, calmer, wiser, and more grounded than you realize. And very soon, the same people who assumed nothing was happening will be confused by how ready you are. Stay with me. Don't rush ahead. What I prepared in secret is about to speak for itself. You thought the silence was the hardest part, but what if the real reason the pain intensified was because certain people could not come any further? What if their exit wasn't rejection, but divine removal? You keep replaying their exit in your mind, trying to figure out what you did wrong. I need you to hear me clearly now. Their leaving was not a punishment. It was a necessity. Some relationships expired because they were tied to a version of you that no longer exists. They were comfortable with who you used to be, but they were threatened by who you were becoming. And instead of growing with you, they chose to walk away. That wasn't failure. That was alignment. I removed them because they were becoming distractions. You couldn't hear my voice clearly while you were constantly trying to please them, explain yourself to them, or carry emotional weight that wasn't yours. I had to quiet the noise so you could finally hear me without interruption. You asked for direction, but you kept listening to voices that didn't come from me. So I stepped in. I did what you were too loyal to do. I separated you. Not everyone who starts with you is meant to finish with you. That truth hurts, but it also heals. Some people are assigned to introduce you to a lesson, not to walk with you into your destiny. You thought they were permanent because you were faithful. But faithfulness does not override purpose. If I did not join it, it cannot remain. What God has joined together cannot be separated, but what I did not join will eventually fall apart, no matter how hard you try to hold it together. Their departure created space. And at first, that space felt empty. Too quiet. Too still. But that emptiness was intentional. I was making room for divine alignment. I was clearing what didn't fit so I could bring what does. You cannot receive new wine while clinging to old wineskins. You cannot step into your next season while dragging people who are emotionally invested in your past. I know you wanted closure. I know you wanted apologies. I know you wanted explanations. But instead, I asked you to shake the dust off your feet and keep moving. Letting go was not weakness. It was obedience. You obeyed even when it hurt. You obeyed even when it didn't make sense. And because you obeyed, you stayed eligible for what I'm about to release. Some of them left because they benefited from your brokenness. They were comfortable when you doubted yourself, when you overgave, when you stayed small. But when you began to grow, when your eyes opened, when your strength returned, your presence confronted their comfort. And rather than change, they left. Do not chase what I remove. Do not beg what I release. Do not reopen doors I closed for your protection. You didn't lose family. You lost friction. You didn't lose support. You lost limitations. And one day soon, you will thank me for every exit that hurt you. Because if they stayed, they would have blocked the blessings meant to reach you. If they stayed, they would have diluted your focus. If they stayed, you would have compromised your calling. I had to move them so you could move forward. And now, you are lighter, clearer, more aware. You don't need to understand everything they did or why they left. You only need to trust that I knew exactly what I was doing. The pruning is over. The alignment is happening. And what's coming next will make the loss make sense. They walked away thinking nothing would change. But what they never saw was what happened to you when no one was watching. When God started working where eyes couldn't reach. While they were busy watching your past, I was reshaping your heart. While they were replaying old versions of you, I was creating something new within you. The transformation that mattered most didn't happen in front of people. It happened in private pain, in silent prayers, in moments where it was just you and me. Your faith didn't grow because life was easy. It grew because you had no one else to lean on but me. You learned how to trust me without applause, without validation, without reassurance from others. You learned how to stand when no one clapped. You learned how to keep going when nobody noticed. And that kind of faith cannot be taught. It can only be forged. You asked me to change your life, but I started by changing your heart. Create in me a clean heart, O God. That prayer was answered in ways you didn't expect. I removed bitterness you didn't even know you were carrying. I softened areas where pain made you hard. I strengthened boundaries where fear made you weak. You don't react the same anymore. You don't chase the same anymore. You don't need the same validation anymore. That is not coincidence. That is transformation. Your character was refined before your platform was restored. I needed to know you could handle visibility without losing humility. I needed to know you could walk in favor without becoming prideful. So I renewed your mind. I taught you how to think differently. You no longer conform to what hurt you. You no longer define yourself by who left. You see yourself the way I see you now. They didn't notice this change because it wasn't loud. It wasn't flashy. But it was deep. You became disciplined. You became discerning. You became emotionally stronger. You learned when to speak and when to stay silent. And silence no longer feels like weakness to you. It feels like strength. You are not desperate anymore. You are not chasing approval anymore. You are no longer trying to prove your worth. And that is how I know you are ready. Because when you stop begging the world to see you, heaven gets ready to reveal you. This inner work was sacred. It was necessary. And it is the reason your comeback will last. Something shifts when the inner work is complete. And when God decides the hidden season has done its job, He doesn't whisper restoration. He reveals it. Restoration isn't the end. It's the invitation. And now the question is no longer if God will move, but whether you are ready to walk boldly when He does. Now listen to me carefully, because this is where many people miss their moment. Do not shrink back now. Do not hesitate. Do not second-guess yourself at the doorway of what you prayed for. This is the moment you were prepared for. Everything you endured, everything you survived, every lonely night and silent battle was shaping you for this exact season. And if you try to retreat now, you will only delay what is already set in motion. I did not take you through all of that just to leave you unsure of yourself. The confidence I am asking you to walk in is not arrogance. It is obedience. Confidence rooted in me cannot be shaken because it does not depend on opinions, applause, or approval. You are not walking forward because you feel ready. You are walking forward because I prepared you. Your obedience positioned you for favor. You kept going when it would have been easier to quit. You stayed disciplined when no one was watching. You chose growth over comfort, silence over arguments, and obedience over ego. That obedience unlocked doors you didn't even know existed. And now, as those doors begin to open, I need you to resist the urge to play small. You are not who you used to be. Stop introducing yourself as the person who was hurt, rejected, or overlooked. That chapter is over. The righteous are bold as a lion, and that boldness comes from knowing who stands with you. Walk forward without fear, not because there won't be opposition, but because opposition no longer controls you. I know there is still a part of you that remembers the pain. I know you are cautious. I know you don't want to be disappointed again. But hear me clearly. This is not the season to hide. This is not the season to shrink. This is the season to step fully into what I have done in you. Stay humble, yes, but do not downplay the work I have completed. Do not apologize for your growth. Do not minimize your strength to make others comfortable. You are not arriving empty-handed. You are arriving refined. You are arriving disciplined. You are arriving anchored. And because of that, you will carry success differently. You will handle attention differently. You will manage influence differently. You won't be reckless with what I place in your hands, because you know how quickly it can be taken. Arise. Shine. Your light has come. This is not hype. This is timing. The preparation season trained you how to walk into rooms without losing yourself. It taught you how to lead without pride and how to win without bitterness. Now I am asking you to move. Take the step. Say yes. But lie. Speak up. Show up. Walk in with your head high, not because you are better than others, but because you are finally standing in truth. The version of you that survived the dark will not be afraid of the light. Your comeback is not fragile. It is grounded, and nothing that comes next will be able to shake what was built in secret. Because when God brings you back, it's never just for you. Your life becomes evidence. Your story becomes fire. And others will recognize His hand whether they want to or not. Your life is about to preach louder than your explanations ever could. You won't need to defend yourself. You won't need to correct every misunderstanding. You won't need to tell your side of the story. When I move, the evidence will speak for itself. And those who once questioned you will recognize my hand upon you. The ones who left will notice. Not because you chase their attention, but because elevation makes silence visible. They will remember how they underestimated you. They will remember how they assumed you were done. And they will quietly realize they misjudged what I was doing in your life. But this is not about proving them wrong. This is about strengthening those who feel forgotten. Your story will reach people who are currently in the season you survived. People who feel abandoned. People who feel unseen. People who think their silence means failure. And when they see what I have done in you, hope will rise in them. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. That truth will live through your testimony. Every closed door redirected you. Every delay matured you. Every loss protected you. Redemption will be revealed, not just in what you gain, but in who you become. When the doors open suddenly, give me the glory. When the opportunity comes unexpectedly, remember where you came from. When favor surrounds you, stay grounded in gratitude. I am the one who began this work in you, and I will complete it. Your comeback is not luck. It is fulfillment. And here is what will truly shock people. You will return without resentment, without bitterness, without the need for revenge. You will walk in peace, clarity, and quiet confidence. That is how they will know this was me. So stand firm. Stay aligned. Remain obedient. What I started, I will finish. And the world is about to see what I have been preparing all along. Your story isn't over. Your silence wasn't wasted. Your comeback is assured. You've heard the message. You know now that your silence was not failure, and your delay was not denial. What God has been doing in you is real, and it's alive right now in this moment. So don't just listen. Pray with me. Wherever you are, open your heart, use your voice if you can, and let this be the moment where your comeback begins on the inside. Father God, I come before you right now, and I choose to believe that you are here with me. I thank you that this moment is not random and that you are speaking directly to my life. I align my heart with you, and I open myself to what you want to do in me right now. I declare that I am not forgotten, I am not overlooked, and I am not alone. I receive your presence, your peace, and your attention in this moment. I am listening, and I am ready. Lord, I release every burden I've been carrying from the people who left me. I let go of the pain, the confusion, the rejection, and the unanswered questions. I give you the disappointment I buried and the hurt I tried to hide. I refuse to let my past wounds define my future. I forgive what needs forgiving, and I surrender what I can't control. I lay all down, and I choose freedom right now. God, I declare who I am according to you, not according to my past. I am chosen, I am prepared, and I am being restored. I am not behind, I am right on time. I reject every lie that told me I wasn't enough or that my season was over. I stand in my true identity, rooted in you and secure in who you made me to be. I boldly say, my story is not finished. Father, thank you for the hidden preparation I didn't understand at the time. Thank you for every quiet season that strengthened me instead of destroying me. Thank you for protecting me when I thought you were delaying me. I now see that you were building my character, my faith, and my endurance. Nothing I went through was wasted, and nothing was meaningless. I honor the process, and I trust the purpose. Lord, I activate my faith for the comeback you are preparing. I believe you are turning what was meant for harm into good. I declare that restoration is coming, clarity is coming, and favor is coming. I step out of fear and into bold expectation. I am ready for what you have prepared, even if it shocks those who left me. I say yes to what you are about to do. God, I ask you now to seal this work in me. Give me peace while I wait, courage while I move, and humility when doors open. Let my life be a testimony that points others back to you. Complete the good work you started in me. I trust you with my future, my comeback, and my calling. And I declare, with confidence and faith, my comeback is coming, and it will glorify you. Amen. But don't leave yet, because what God is doing through this message doesn't stop with you. What He just confirmed in your spirit is meant to move, to multiply, and to reach others who are still in the silence you survived. Stay with me for a moment, because this next step may be the very way God uses you in someone else's comeback. You didn't find this message by accident. You were led here because God is preparing a comeback not just for you, but through you. When you choose to support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, you are sowing seed into soil that revives forgotten hearts and lights fires in silent souls. I hear the Lord saying, "Those who water others will themselves be watered, and your giving becomes oil that keeps this altar burning day and night." I feel this strongly. Your desire to help is not pressure, it is invitation. This is a divine appointment to turn your gratitude into harvest. As you sow, may God multiply your seed, protect your house, and accelerate your own restoration. Do it now. Step into alignment and support the work God is breathing on in this season. If this message confirmed what God has been whispering to you, use the hype feature right now. Let this word rise, just like your comeback is rising. When you hype this video, you help push hope to someone who feels left behind. Someone who needs this exact reminder that God is not finished with them. And yes, like this video as an act of agreement, because what you honor, God multiplies. Before you go, declare this in the comments. My comeback will shock those who left. Write it boldly, because words shape atmosphere. And if you're carrying a specific prayer request, leave it in the comments too. We are praying over these names, these stories, these silent battles, because no one who watches this is meant to walk alone. Subscribe now and plant yourself under a covering where prayer is not occasional. It's daily, intentional, and alive. Amen.